Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Sir Cypher here with something a little different. I am trying to run a Wargame Red Dragon campaign over with the fine folks at the Something Awful forums, where the two different sides, REDFOR and BLUFOR, move units around on an overmap and engage in battles, and those battles determine whether towns are captured, whether units are destroyed, etc., etc. So if you're interested, it's called Wargame Red Dragon Mediterranean Thunder, and I'll put a link in the description. If you're not and just want to see some ship battles, that's fine too. In the campaign, the French and Soviets and their allies are fighting over control of a small Mediterranean island called Aurula at the end of the Cold War. And at this particular situation, the combined littoral forces of the BLUFOR and REDFOR are fighting over San Aurula Bay, which is the bay of the capital city. So there are some special rules. It's total destruction. There's no supply ships, and any ships that are destroyed, or capital ships rather, any of the ones with the stars, are destroyed permanently for the campaign. Now, if you've never played Wargame, it is a sort of Cold War gone hot simulator, and it's a little bit more crunchy than something like Command and Conquer or StarCraft or something. The units have ammo, and there's some complicated ranges. There's different types of radar and missiles and all of that. So the key thing, if you want to play a naval battle, which is what got added in Red Dragon along with some Asian factions, is you want to cluster your ships together, which sounds kind of lame, but that's the most effective thing to do, because there's going to be dozens, if not hundreds, of missiles coming in. And think of them like kamikazes from if you ever seen videos of a World War II U.S. carrier task force getting attacked by Japanese kamikazes. And you have all the planes clustered together, so all of their AA fire can shoot. And basically, that's the same thing for ships in this game, except instead of kamikazes, you're worried about missiles. So you want all your ships together so that all of the missiles, they can all shoot at the missiles. The other thing you want, probably, is you see this player on his Chinese ships, has his radar, his missiles, his long-range anti-ship missiles turned off, because you want to shoot your missiles typically all at once, and you also want to shoot your helicopter and airplane missiles at the same time to try and overwhelm the missile defense grid of the enemy fleet and pick off whatever ship is closest to you. And otherwise, your ships will just shoot whenever they're in range, and that's not always a good idea. So on this side, we have the French with their Lafayettes, Americans with their Oliver Hazard Perrys, and I'm just going to be calling these Arleigh Burkes because that's what they are. They're the Japanese Marine Self-Defense Force version of the Arleigh Burke guided missile destroyer. So you see here some missiles coming in off the Americans' side, but you can see this heavy gunnery here is going to take it down. But they did hit something, I think. Along with the deck guns opening up. So already I can see a problem here. So REDFOR, while it's rather boring, they're doing the kind of prescribed thing, which is clump everything up into a big death ball, which in ground combat would be suicidal because all your units would get cluster bombed or napalmed or something. But in this, it's a real good strategy, because like this Congo, while it has excellent defensive systems, it has 2 phalanxes, it's just one ship, so eventually something's going to get through. And as it gets hit, it gets... Okay, well, there it goes. It gets worse and worse at defending itself. So you also have all these ships over here doing stuff, but since they're not with the fleet, they have no defenses against air, and they also have no defenses against, you know, like big ships shelling them. So in reality, they should probably be with the fleet too. And kind of maybe act as like a skirmishing force. But as you can see, most of these missiles getting shot at these guys are getting destroyed. But losing that Congo or that Arleigh Burke was a really big blow, because that's kind of going to be the core of your defenses. That has your best AA on it. It has your best gun. And it has your best missile defense. So we have rocket barrages coming in from these gunboats here. Now, again, these other thing is these gunboats, they're so clustered together that they're going to get AoE hit from the deck guns, which normally isn't really an issue, but since these things are so small, they can cluster together. So they're attacking these gunboats here, but since they're all panicked and these missiles are guided, yeah, the missiles are all going to miss because the crews are all freaking out. So when you see that little like wiggly motion there, it usually means that the missile's missing because the crew is panicking. So those guys are going to get creamed. And now it's down to a gunfight over here. Most of these units are out of their missiles. But because that other Congo got lost, now the BLUFOR is at a pretty big disadvantage in terms of the amount of firepower they can shoot down range. So these Lafayettes actually have really good guns too. 40% accuracy, 40 rounds a minute, almost 5,000 meter range. There goes another ship. Compared to these things, which have way worse accuracy, way less rate of fire, way less ammo, way less range. So yeah, in terms of quality of guns, BLUFOR definitely has an advantage, but at this point now they've lost so much stuff that when ships are being shot at, they start to panic, and that means their own accuracy goes down, and so it can kind of be a snowball effect that you know, you're getting hit, your accuracy goes down, and then you do even worse. There's a little gunboat here, which I think is Oliver Hazard Perry's going to kill. So this gunboat's getting shot at by the Phalanx, which I don't even know if they're capable of doing that in real life, but because this Congo's so panicked, its fire rate and its accuracy is way down, so it's going to be much less effective. Its missile defenses are going to be much less effective. And so yeah, if I was BLUFOR at this point, I would basically be trying to kite them, because their guns, besides the ones on the Utaloy, are just not as good. Although this Sovereign is out here too. That's probably going to get destroyed. That got a little too close. It's almost out of bullets. That gets axed. But yeah, that Congo just got destroyed, looks like. That's sinking. The problem is just out here dueling it out with these Chinese ships now. Is now that there's it's just going to be very difficult to get them, especially with this Udaloy here. Although, I mean, there are 2 Lafayettes left. So this is another problem with the Congo getting destroyed, is this helicopter would have not lasted 2 seconds against the Congo. So yeah, this Oliver Hazard Perry should be trying to get out of there. I don't even know if it's faster though. What's the speed? 24 knots. So it could maybe try and kite these things, because they're just shooting at them with their deck guns now, because they're totally out of ammo. While this Oliver Hazard still has its 76mm gun left. Regardless, they shouldn't be going towards the enemy, as not brave as that sounds. So at this point, the Udaloy is almost out of ammo. If I was BLUFOR, if I was REDFOR, I mean, they're in trouble too. They have 1 Luda left here. This is out of ammo. So they can charge forward with these gunboats, but really, the gunboats are so slow that if BLUFOR wanted to, they could kite them. What they shouldn't be doing is this, because now you've lost your advantage. If you still have these 2 Oliver Hazard Perrys, still have hundreds of rounds of ammo left. They could be kiting these things. They're faster than these transports. There's no reason they should be like brawling it out with them. So if they kite them, if they head over here towards their monitors and shoot at them with their deck guns, they can definitely win this, because there's not much left at all on the REDFOR side. But because right now they're just getting overwhelmed by these gunboats, and they really don't need to be. Yeah, okay, this is Oliver Hazard Perry's just getting mauled. It's very unfortunate for BLUFOR, considering they still have a lot of rounds left. Okay, so now they're kind of trying to kite, but I think it's going to be... might be too late. This Oliver Hazard Perry is moving forward. Yeah, so they killed that. It's still anyone's game though. But now... okay, it looks like there's 1 Luda that was maybe in reserve. With those big ass missiles. Okay, they both got taken out. Yeah, these... yeah. Yeah, unfortunately these all of our hazard parries are not going to survive in a brawl against all these gunboats. So that one goes down. Super and Tards trying to take these things out. So they have one Oliver Hazard parry left, which they need to keep one plane here so they can keep their air corridor open and keep calling in airplanes. So if they use that Oliver Hazard parry to kite and destroy all of these gunboats, they might be able to win, because they could maybe whittle down these this ship with anti-air. The looters have bad missile defense. Okay, that's gone. So the looters have bad missile defense. The Udaloi has really good missile defense. So basically, if they can kill these gunships, they have super Entards. If they can kill these gunships, then they can win. If REDFOR can shoot down these planes, I guess they win. I don't know. I think BLUFOR is probably... Depends if they have more Ludas. The thing is with these Ludas is they look scary, and they have good deck guns, but they have such bad AA that it's such bad missile defense that they just are gonna get destroyed. And I don't know why the Lafayette's coming out here. They really need to just get this Oliver Hazard parry, kite these schmells, blow them up. They're all almost dead. What's the range on these things? 1750. So that's nothing. I know there's a lot of stuff, but this deck gun has, 480 rounds on it. I think it's got pretty good accuracy. It's got crap accuracy, but hey, it's something. And they could take it out. It's like they could bring it here to take out this Shanghai. I think bringing these monitors out is the right idea. But yeah, I mean, if you're again, yeah, you want to have your helicopters. These are probably some of the last helicopters BLUFOR has. You probably want them to come out, A, not getting shot by all these gunships, but B, at the same time that your air stuff is coming in. Yeah, so for whatever reason, REDFOR is just not being stopped from just brawling it out with all these gunships. Like, these gunships, these are definitely the MVPs, because even though they're short range, I don't know, BLUFOR's let them duel it out. So yeah, I think BLUFOR still has the advantage, because there's these Ludas, but they're super vulnerable to air power. right now it's not even supported by anything. The Udaloy is too far away. So, you know, and it's a little bit of bad timing there, but see, look, I mean, you know, that wasn't even that many planes, and one of them got a missile through. So same thing with the Udaloy. You could probably overwhelm that at this point too. So, yeah, really what they should do, get the monitors and the Oliver Hazard parry together, kill these Schmells. The only problem is these attack helicopters here. If they both pop up and shoot missiles, Oliver Hazard parry doesn't have that great a missile defense. It's probably dead. But, I mean, so if you're REDFOR, just do what you've been doing. Send in some ships. Send in some ships and just duel it out with BLUFOR, because you have, you know, because your ships are cheap, so you might as well. If you're BLUFOR, you want to keep everything together. You want to kill these Schmells so they'll stop shooting at your planes. And then you want to just kite these guys around the map. You want to just kite these guys around the map and take them out one by one with your planes, which you have unlimited of. So that's a real good coordinated air attack. So look, I mean, so one of those rounds got through the Udaloy. The other thing you can do is you can use these artillery monitors to panic the Udaloy, so it's going to have less AA defense. But the problem is that, okay, the Oliver Hazard parry is getting shot at, which lowers its ability to defend itself. And now all these ships are just going to swarm it. Whereas if this Oliver Hazard parry was up here killing all these. Okay, so at this point now I think, even though BLUFOR seems to have an advantage in planes, and if they wanted to, they can kind of drag this out and kite. I mean, this thing's almost dead. It's not going to get away now, I don't think. And since it's panicked, it can't defend itself properly. And so it's probably just going to get gunned to death. Or killed by these big, slow missiles. So yeah, it didn't even shoot back there. It was too panicked. So anyway, that was the Battle of Santa Aurula Bay. I feel like that could have gone either way until the very end. I want to thank everybody for playing. If you're interested, please follow the link in the description for the thread. I don't really know if the forums are locked now for new members, so, you know, if they are, I guess consider joining. Pay for low taxes spine surgery. Well, anyway, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.